Hey guys, today's August 4th. I wanted to share this dream that I had just a little bit ago because I find encouragement in it because of the symbolism of it. And when I woke up, I feel that the meaning of the dream was pretty obvious. And the Lord knows that I need encouragement more than anything right now. These past 2 weeks for me have just been hell. So, normally, when I would have this dream, I would just tell myself, I would just keep it to myself and think, it probably doesn't mean that. We could very well still have a couple years left here. We just don't know. But I'm allowing myself to cling to the hope of this dream just because that's how just exhausted and mentally spent that I am. And I'm just saying, Lord, at this point, just please come. So I'm going to allow myself to kind of just jump to conclusions today and think that it means what I think it means, because that's how much I just really need hope and encouragement these days. And I know you guys do too. And there's nothing wrong with encouraging each other or clinging to hope. So in this dream, I was in what was supposed to be my garden, or a garden. I do have a garden in real life, but it's just not flourishing very well this year. And that's pretty typical for pretty much everybody I know around me. It just seems like people's gardens aren't growing very well this year. But this garden in this dream was amazingly abundant and fruitful, and I would say the corn stalks were like 40 to 50 feet high. And everything else in the garden had grown so lusciously that everything like grew up, and it was like I was under this canopy. The whole garden was like a canopy. It felt like I was in the woods. That's how thick and luscious this garden was. And I was just walking through the garden with my husband, and he never said anything the entire dream. He was literally just walking right beside me. And usually when I dream about my husband, he's symbolizing Jesus, unless it's like something very specific or personal to him, which it wasn't. So I'm thinking that he was symbolizing Jesus in this dream because he was just walking with me through the garden. So it started out where I was walking across like the outer edge of the garden, and I knew in the dream that everything had been planted in a very specific chronological order. And that order was according to how they would have to be harvested. So things planted, so say I was like standing in front of the garden, everything to my right was like planted to where it would be harvested first, and then going towards my left were things that would be harvested last. So I walked over to the left side, and I saw the very last crop that I knew that would be harvested, which was peas. I don't know what the symbolism of the peas were, but I said, okay, the peas were planted last because they need to be harvested last. And I said in the dream, they need to be harvested by or at 8 p.m. So I don't know why the peas had to be harvested by 8 o'clock, but that's a pretty specific detail for the dream. So not sure on that part. But then I continued to walk, or my husband and I continued to walk into the thick of the garden, where it felt like we were under this canopy of crops and produce. And everything was just so abundant. And I walked over to this zucchini plant, and I saw the zucchini squash that were ready to be picked. And they were huge. It was like they were 18 to 24 inches long each. And I saw 3 of them because there was just so many of them. They were just like stacked. So I guess I just saw like the 3 that were on top. I don't know if that's important or not, but I saw 3 zucchini. And like I said, they were huge. And I took a picture of them with my phone because I was so amazed with them. And there was one other time several years ago that I had a dream about very large zucchini squash. In that dream, there was some type of trouble that was going on, and I was like running through this field, and I came to a clearing in the field, and there was just like, I just stopped in my tracks because there was this random like jumbo size zucchini. It was like a Guinness Book of World Records size zucchini. It was like the size of a bicycle. And it was just laying there randomly in front of me. And I was like, okay. And I remember when I shared that dream, someone had commented that that meant that it was time for harvest because it was so overripe. And that really stuck with me. So when I woke up from this dream today, that's kind of the first thing that I thought. I was like, whoa, this garden is ready to be harvested, because everything was just growing so big that it's like, it's time to be picked. So if you have any understanding on why the peas were the last to be harvested, what is the symbolism of peas? And what do you think the 8 p.m. means? So yeah, that's pretty much all that I remember. But as soon as I woke up, I thought, harvest, it's time for harvest, because this garden was just beyond ready for harvesting. And everything was so fruitful, and I just can't believe how tall the corn stalks and everything was. So yeah, I hope you guys get encouragement from this. I hope that it means that it's time for us to go. I don't know. I always try to be realistic about it because I thought Jesus was coming like 8 or 9 years ago. Like, I was convinced of it. So I don't know, but like I said, I'm going to allow myself this time to just think, hey, Jesus is coming really, really soon. So be encouraged, you guys. Either way, Jesus is coming soon anyway. Just hang in there, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.